Welcome all of you. Today we continue here next topic of our uh, reproduction from NOSTOC. During our last lecture, we have seen about detailed structure of habitat, cell structure, vegetative, that is the vegetative body, overall body, as well as cell structure of a nostoc. Last point in this session we are going to see here, that is the reproduction. We know that reproduction is the one of the most important process from a living organism, in which there is a several methods are involved, several types are involved. In case of reproduction, of a nostoc, only uh, a sexual reproduction there is a takes place. Sexual reproduction which is a totally absent. Mainly reproduction which is takes place vegetatively or asexually. Mainly such a condition found only in a nostoc. There is a total sexual reproduction which is absent. The reproduction is a vegetative and takes place by means of colony fragmentation, hormones, akinetes, and rarely it is by heterocyst. First upon, asexual reproduction takes place with the help of fragmentation. We are going to see here first point, which is a colony fragmentation. It is a one of the most frequently used way of a vegetative reproduction found in a nostoc. As nostoc colonies are large in size, frequently breaks into a small colonies by any accident or other contributes or disturbances. Each small colony they grows up to the size of a parent colony. Now in this point we are study here the fragmentation. Whenever there is a long elongated filament or colonies of a fragment nostoc, there is a by accidentally there is a any disturbances are made under this filament, there is a totally small pieces are get formed due to fragmentation, and there is a small pieces which are further going to grow under a separate separate colonies. That is the each small piece which grows separately and which form a newly growing organism. Next, vegetative reproduction, which is also takes place with the help of hormones. Hormone, it is one of the another frequently used way of asexual reproduction, which mainly carried out under a favorable condition. The filament breaks in a small pieces called as hormones. Each hormone consists of two or more cells. Usually, the fragments break at the a point of a heterocyst. Each hormone is capable to give rise to a new plant. The hormones may germinate after a gelatinous matrix or still within it. It is a second way of sexual reproduction, that is the by hormone. For it is a overall process which is the same as it is as it is which is a followed under a colony fragmentation, but this is only carried out under a favorable condition. Then in our next slide we are going to see here a picture. There is a we seen here clearly, that is the nostoc germination takes place with the help of heterocyst. There is a one cell which is a heterocyst, having a polar nodule, covered up with the within a gelatinous sheath, that is the mucilaginous covering, which further undergoes a dividation, cell dividation. And further it is carried out dividation and redividation, which forms a elongated filament. Hmm? That is the way of asexual reproduction through the germination of a heterocyst. Next, there is a third type of asexual reproduction, which is a kinetes or resting spores. The kinetes are produced in a mature colonies. They are formed under unfavorable condition. Look here, there is a third type of asexual reproduction, which is carried out under a unfavorable condition. Last type of we have seen earlier here. Last type of sexual reproduction, which is carried out through the hormones, which is carried out under a favorable condition. But in this type, there is a through a kinetes or a resting spore, which is mainly carried out under a unfavorable condition. Whenever it is a stage of a full maturity of this plant, and further there is a as there is a tendency of every organism to produce new younger ones like a parent, such this is way also produces a younger one by a matured parents for preservation there, or for carried out their journey of their species. Then through a kinetes, there is a mature colonies are involved here. They formed under a unfavorable condition. Kinetes are developed in between the heterocyst of a filament. Each cell develops into a single kinete. There are much more reserved food material are here. Each cell and wall is being thickened. This they are also called as arthrospores or resting spores. They survive in adverse condition even for the years. On the approach of a favorable condition, they germinate directly or indirectly, giving rise to a new filament. There is a under a unfavorable condition by kinetes. Kinetes are nothing but arthrospores or the rusting spores. Hmm? Uh, like other fungal spores are, we know that there is a fungal spores under a favorable unfavorable condition. They also get mm, formed, and they still undergoes a resting period. There is a till getting the favorable condition. Whenever they getting a favorable condition, they undergoes the germinate, and they continue their further life cycle. Likewise, that there is a also a kinetes or arthrospores or resting spores are shows such type of a life cycle also. They whenever they getting a favorable condition, till up to they undergoes a resting period. Then further getting a favorable condition, they going on germinate, and then forms a new filament and which gives rise to a new plant. Hmm? Understand? Then fourth and last one, which is a heterocyst. The reproduction by heterocyst is a very rare. Most rarely such type of heterocyst, asexual reproduction through a heterocyst, which is carried out by this species. The heterocyst germinate in exceptional cases, the content of the heterocyst divide, giving rise to a filament. The newly developed filament liberate from the heterocyst by breaking their thick wall. Here there is a actual diagram, which is a or actual figure given here. There is a shows the germination through a heterocyst. There is a single cell divides, redivides, and to form a longer filament that which can converts into a separate filament. Okay, there is a clear our new topic, which is a NOSTOC. There is a we are studied here in this topic uh, vegetative structure as well as a reproduction in a nostoc algae. Okay, next our session will be start with a new topic. Then okay, thank you. Subscribe my channel. Okay.